Close your eyes for just a moment. What do you hear? Perhaps it's the gentle melody of an accordion drifting from a street corner. What do you smell? Maybe the rich aroma of coffee and fresh croissants from a sidewalk cafe. And what do you see? Narrow cobblestone streets, the soft glow of ornate lanterns, and the silhouette of a grand iron tower touching the sky. This is the image that lives in our collective imagination. This is Paris. We have all heard the name. We have all seen the pictures. But there is one title that seems to cling to this city more than any other. The City of Love. It's a lovely title, isn't it? But have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why Paris? Why not Rome, with its ancient passions, or Venice with its winding canals? What is it about this specific place on the River Seine that captured the world's romantic imagination and simply never let it go? Today, our journey takes us deep into the heart of this beautiful mystery. Welcome back to Culture Journey, the place where we travel not just with our feet, but with our hearts and minds. Today, we are exploring Paris, but we are not just looking at landmarks, we are searching for an answer. How did a medieval city, a center of revolutions and intellectual debate, become the global symbol for l'amour? The nickname City of Love is actually a modern title, but its roots run incredibly deep. It wasn't a marketing campaign. It wasn't built overnight. It was earned. It was breathed into life by artists, whispered by poets, built by architects, and lived by everyday people who believed in the power of beauty and the importance of passion. This reputation is a mosaic, built from pieces of history, art, language, and a unique philosophy of life. To understand why Paris is the city of love, we have to look at the very soul of the city itself. So, let's begin our walk. Let's find out where this magic comes from. Our first stop on this journey isn't a museum or a monument. It is the city itself. Just look around. Paris is, quite simply, one of the most aesthetically breathtaking urban landscapes ever created. It is a stage, perfectly set for a romance. In the mid-19th century, Baron Haussmann completely redesigned the city. He tore down crowded medieval streets and replaced them with the wide, grand boulevards we see today. He mandated that buildings be made of that iconic, honey-colored Lutetian limestone. The result? A city that is unified, grand, and overwhelmingly beautiful. Imagine walking with someone special at dusk. The setting sun hits that limestone, and the entire city doesn't just light up, it glows. It feels like walking inside a painting. Then, there is the River Seine. It doesn't just divide the city, it unites it. It curves and winds, forcing you to cross its beautiful, ornate bridges, like the Pont Alexandre III with its golden statues. Each bridge offers a new, breathtaking view of landmarks like Notre Dame or the Louvre. The city seems to deliberately create these small, intimate moments, stopping on a bridge, watching the bateau mouche glide by, feeling the breeze. This physical beauty is the foundation. It creates an atmosphere where everything feels more significant, more cinematic. But a beautiful stage is nothing without a powerful story. And Paris has one of the most passionate stories ever told. This city was the epicenter of the Romantic movement in the 19th century. This wasn't just romance as in love, it was romanticism, a revolution of the heart. Artists, writers, and musicians like Victor Hugo, George Sand, and Chopin flocked to Paris. They rejected rigid logic and celebrated intense emotion, individual passion, and the tragic beauty of life. They wrote heartbreaking novels and soaring music. And they lived lives of dramatic, often scandalous, love affairs right here. Their passion wasn't just in their art, it was their life, and it saturated the very air of the city. This spirit of passionate living continued into the early 20th century in neighborhoods like Montmartre and Montparnasse. This was the bohème, the bohemian life. Artists like Picasso and Modigliani lived there, often poor but rich in ideals. They believed that art, love, and freedom were the only things that mattered. Did you know that this bohemian spirit is why Paris became a refuge for lovers who were considered unconventional elsewhere? The city cultivated an atmosphere of tolerance and artistic freedom. It was a place where you could be yourself and love whomever you chose, long before the rest of the world caught up. And that artistic soul, that is the second layer of our mosaic. Paris isn't just beautiful, it's a city that has always believed in passion. Now, let's talk about the way people connect here. This brings us to a concept that is quintessentially French, the flaneur. A flaneur is not just a walker. A flaneur is someone who strolls aimlessly simply for the joy of observing the city. The entire philosophy of Paris is built for this. It's not a city of efficiency. It's a city of experience. Think about the café culture. You are encouraged to take one small cup of coffee and sit for 3 hours. You talk. You watch people. You read. You dream. You are not rushed. This culture is the opposite of our modern, hurried lives. It is a culture built around connection, with your thoughts, with the city, and with the person sitting across from you. This celebration of slowing down is, in itself, romantic. Romance requires time. It requires moments that are not planned. Paris provides the perfect environment for these spontaneous connections. You share a bottle of wine, you talk for hours, you walk by the river with no destination. The city gives you permission to simply be. And of course, we must talk about the language. French is widely called the language of love. It is not just the words themselves, like je t'aime or mon chéri. It is the sound. The language is melodic, soft, and breathy. It has a natural cadence that sounds like a whisper. But it's more than just the sound. The French culture has a deep appreciation for la séduction. Now, in English, seduction can sound negative or manipulative, but in French, it's a much broader, more positive concept. It's the art of charm, of wit, of paying compliments, of making someone feel special. It's in the way people dress, the care they take with a meal, the way they engage in conversation. It is a game of charm and appreciation that is played in everyday life. It adds a layer of playful, romantic energy to simple interactions. If you were to spend a day in Paris, what would be your perfect flaneur moment? Would it be finding a hidden bookshop in the Latin Quarter, or sharing a picnic of cheese and bread by the canal? Finally, we have the modern myths. While the history and culture built the foundation, Hollywood and modern symbols sealed the deal. We cannot ignore the Eiffel Tower. When it was built in 1889, many Parisians hated it. They called it a useless, monstrous factory smokestack. But over time, it became the undeniable symbol of the city. And at night, when it sparkles with 20,000 bulbs, it is pure magic. It has become one of the most popular places on Earth for marriage proposals. It is a beacon of light and dreams. And then there were the Ponts des Arts, the Lovelock Bridge. Couples would write their names on a padlock, lock it to the bridge, and throw the key into the Seine, symbolizing unbreakable love. Here's a fascinating fact. The city of Paris had to remove all the locks in 2015. Why? Because the combined weight, over 45 tons, was literally destroying the historic bridge. It was a case of too much love. But this trend, even though it's gone, shows how much people want to leave their romantic mark on the city. Movies from An American in Paris to Amélie and Midnight in Paris have cemented this image for global audiences. They use the city's built-in beauty as a character, a catalyst for love stories. Paris became the fantasy. So you see, it's not one thing. It's the physical beauty of the stage, the passionate soul of its artists, the language that sounds like poetry, and a culture that tells you to slow down and savor the moment. Our journey through the streets and stories of Paris is coming to a close. We came looking for an answer. Why is Paris the city of love? Perhaps the answer is that Paris is not romantic simply because of its bridges or its lights. Paris is romantic because it is a city that invites you to be romantic. It is a city built on the belief that beauty matters, that passion is a virtue, and that life is meant to be savored, not just lived. It has a history of celebrating emotion, art, and connection. In our fast-paced world, Paris remains a beautiful, stubborn reminder to slow down, to look, to listen, to feel. Maybe the city of love isn't just about loving another person. Maybe it's about falling in love with life itself. And in Paris, that is the easiest thing in the world to do. Each culture we explore is a mirror, reflecting a different part of the human soul. And the reflection we see in Paris, perhaps, is our own deepest longing for beauty and connection. An act of love that, thankfully, is never finished. Pause. If you enjoyed this journey to the heart of Paris, please show your support by giving this video a like and sharing your thoughts in the comments. What for you is the most romantic part of Parisian culture? And please, subscribe to Culture Journey and join us as we continue to explore the beautiful, fascinating cultural stories from all around our world. Thank you for traveling with us.